What's up, everybody? The Game 2K2 here again, and I'm here for a new portion of the show, which I like to call Level 1. This is only for new games that I'm going to be doing this, and today, to kick this new portion of the show off, we're going to be looking at Max Payne 3. And the reason why I'm doing a Level 1 for this is because I cannot wait to play this game. I can't wait to do this, and I really want you guys to experience this with me. So, let's get started. Now, as we all know, Remedy, the original developers of Max Payne 1 and 2, did not take part of this game. This is strictly Rockstar. And that had a lot of people worried that Rockstar was taking over this game, mainly because Rockstar's reputation kind of got tainted a little bit. I'll turn the brightness up a little bit because I have my recording device attached to the system, because, quite frankly, when I have the recording device attached to the system, the picture on my TV screen tends to be darker than usual, so I'll just brighten this up a little bit. There, that should be fine. But what really worried fans is that Rockstar's reputation kind of has been tainted lately due to the kind of disappointment of Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto 4 was by no means a bad game. It just wasn't. I don't think it was really worth the 10, the 10 stars it was getting. The 10 out of 10 and all that stuff. It wasn't worth that. So there was really kind of low expectations for this game. But really, I have faith in Rockstar with this, so I really think this is going to be good, but we'll find out whether it really is good. Right now, something different. I'm noticing, I'm not sure whether this is all through, but this isn't told through graphic novels like the previous games. The trailer for Max Payne 3 kind of, for those, who were new to the franchise, it seemed like a great trailer, but for those of us who had played the previous games, it had us a little worried. But this looks pretty good. It's not told in the graphic novels. I do find that a little bit disappointing so far, but I like the opening scene. It's really good. It shows, what how Max looks now, showing that he's not in the greatest of shape, he's not in the greatest mental state.
No, if I'm honest, I just got kind of bored of boozing. I mean, once in a while, but not all the time.
Now, this is obviously not written by Sam Lake. Max's dialogue is a little different here. It's not told in the doesn't seem to be told in the metaphors that we're used to from Max Payne. No, graphically, the cutscenes graphically, they look great. This looks very realistic, and, one of the things that Rockstar has been changing lately is kind of the looks of their games. Rockstar games, never really, in the past, to come out with games that were, graphically impressive, especially in the PS2 and Xbox era. They weren't graphically impressive, but they were impressive gameplay-wise. In recent years, Rockstar's kind of changed it up a bit, making their graphics much more realistic than they ever were. I'm liking the look of the cutscenes. I'm not necessarily liking Max's dialogue. It doesn't, Max Payne has a certain sound to him, has a certain way of talking, and for some reason I am not really liking it so far. Maybe as the game goes on, maybe I'll like it more. But I do like the changes they made to Max's appearance. Obviously, again, he's not in the best mental state, so they make him look a little more rough. Looks like, he's most likely put on a few pounds. Okay. Now we got store, we got arcade. Unfortunately, I won't be able to try the multiplayer now. I was not aware that my Xbox Live account was going to expire. I'm now on the free silver membership, so I can't do the multiplayer. Not sure what the arcade mode is. Let's do story. Okay. And again, we're just going to go through the first level, see what the game's like, and then that will be it. And medium hard. Old school, I wonder what that's like. That's most likely the hard-boiled. Okay, let's do medium. Ah, they give you a selection for an aiming system. That's kind of cool. They got the free aim, they got the soft lock. Yeah, let's try the soft lock. Invert look. Okay, a lot of options here before you even get started with the damn game. Let's say off. I don't know. Now, one of the things that Rockstar did discuss about the game is that they were going to go for a more cinematic feel to it. Obviously, the first two Max Payne games did have a cinematic feel to them. They were actually very cinematic. In fact, from that era, they were probably the most cinematic of any games from that particular era. You know, the PS2 and Xbox era.
A killer. Some rent-a-clown with a gun who puts holes in other bad guys. Well, that's what they had paid for, so in the end, that's what they got. Say what you want about Americans.
And it seems as though the game starts the way the past two games started, you know, from either the end or the middle. Max Payne 1 started from the end of the story. Max Payne 2 started from kind of the center of it. Max Payne 3 appears to be, from my point of view, from the end.
And I realized they were correct. I wouldn't know right from wrong if one of them was helping the poor and the other was banging my sister.
You know what? I said before that I wasn't liking Max Payne's dialogue, but that last line, that's pretty funny.
I'd arrived in Sao Paulo a few weeks before. I was working a protection detail for the kind of people who need protection in a town like this. And what kind of town was this? One where I didn't speak the language and they didn't water down the...
Judging by, you know, how long these cutscenes are, like, this is taking forever. I mean, we're already, God, nearly 8 minutes into this, and, you know, we haven't even begun walking yet with the controller. But judging by this, it's going to be like the previous two games, where it's more story than gameplay, which I don't mind at all. You know, since games have become more story-driven, most games anyways, the stories, you know, have gotten better, and I'm liking the story so far.
That didn't mean much. There was always something rotten in the air. The family we were protecting were local celebrities, rich parasites with delusions of humanity. The kind of people who end up in glossy magazines or body bags, depending on how their luck runs.
You know, I didn't really look at the credits earlier. I'm not sure whether this, judging by the voice, it is James McAvery reprising the role, and I'm very glad they got him. He is literally the only guy who can pull off Max's voice. Obviously, they probably could have gotten a voice actor who sounded like him, but James McAvery just got it right down perfectly for Max, and it's really the only voice for Max, which is one of the reasons why what I had against Mark Wahlberg in the movie. He didn't necessarily have the sound for Max. Max has this tough sound. Okay, do we get to control Max anytime soon? I'm going on 10 minutes here, I'm getting annoyed.
along as well as any rich workaholic and his younger airhead wife tend to get along. They mostly
I will admit that watching a Max Payne story in full motion is not as exciting as the graphic novels. I don't know, there was something about the graphic novels that just made them really interesting and really fun to watch. You know, the graphic novels, they included the sound effects, they just included, Max's voiceover and the other voice actors. But for some reason, they were more entertaining than, than actual cutscenes, which is why, Max Payne used cutscenes to kind of a minimum, and Max Payne 2 kind of upped it a little bit with the cutscenes, but they still kept it mainly from the graphic novels. Okay, we got people shooting. I might be able to control Max now. Let's see. I'm noticing, with the cutscene now that they are kind of calling back to the graphic novels, kind of freezing it a little bit, but it's not the same. But judging by this, I'll be able to judge the gameplay soon, see if anything major has changed.